I don't allow my children to go to sleepovers. I'm a criminal defense attorney, and here's why.
If you haven't watched her video, go watch it. My mom heard my story, and ever since then, she never allowed me to go for a sleepover ever again. And here's why. So I was like 13, 14 years old at that time, and I had my first sleepover at my friend's house, and I was really excited. She didn't just invite me, but she invited, well, at least like 2 or 3 girls. And for some reason, no one really showed up. Like, I was the only one that showed up. And when I went into her house, like, things was just weird. Things were just really weird. Like, the whole vibe about that house was just off. It didn't feel like a home. For some weird reason, it just didn't feel like a home. And it was around, like, what, 10 p.m., and her mom invited me to her room to actually watch some TV. She didn't have a TV in her room, and her mom was like, we were watching TV for like 10-15 minutes. Me and my friend was like, on her mom's bed. We were just watching TV. We were laying down, and then her mom suddenly tells her, why don't you go get some snacks for your friend? At first my friend was like, it's fine, Sharika doesn't need any snack. Obviously, I mean, I was a kid, so, but I found that part a bit weird, because mind you, like, why are you telling my friend who was around like 13, 14 years old, why are you telling her to get some snack? Why aren't you getting some snack? Like, why are you telling your daughter to get some snack? Like, don't get me wrong, that part was a bit weird. And it wasn't just any normal snack. Like, she was literally asking her daughter, go make some snacks for Sharika. You can show your skills, how good you are at making snacks. Like, you can actually show your skills. Her daughter was like, it's fine, Sharika's fine, she doesn't need any snack. And then her mom's like, no, you need to go get snacks for her. Ask Sharika. So obviously I hesitated. I was like, okay, well, there's an argument going on. Like, what do I say? Do I say yes? Do I say no? So I was like, you know what? Like, I don't really mind. It's fine. And her mom's like, see, Sharika's getting shy because you're literally arguing with me. Go get some snacks right now. So her daughter jumps out of bed to get me some snacks. So 10 minutes goes by, 20 minutes goes by, and then suddenly I'm asleep. And now it's like 11 p.m. at night, and obviously I'm still sleeping in her mom's room. Suddenly, while I was asleep, I heard some knocking on the door, and her mom's like, be quiet, Sharika's sleeping. Like, ma'am, I'm here with your daughter to have a sleepover with your daughter, not with you. So her daughter at this point started banging on the door, like, no, let me in, Sharika, wake up. And I was like, literally, like, I was in deep sleep because it was a school night, so we were planning to go to school together the next day. One thing that I found really weird is that her mom literally locked the door. And that is the reason why she couldn't even come in. So obviously, I wake up and I unlock the door while her mom was like literally lying down on the bed and was screaming back at her daughter and was like, let Sharika sleep. I wake up and my friend, she was like, why did you sleep? Like, why are you sleeping here? She was really annoyed. So I go back to her room and I ask her about the snack. I'm like, did you make the snack? And she's like, no, well, while I was making the snacks, I actually burnt it. I made the snacks 2 times in a row and I accidentally burnt the snack. So I was like, that's fine. And she was like, okay, now go to sleep. And it wasn't just any normal sleepover. Like, she was literally ordering me. She was like, okay, go to sleep right now. And whatever happens, do not leave a room after 2. Do not leave a room after 12. So she forced me to sleep. Like, literally, she was like literally looking at me like this while I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to sleep. Can you stop looking at me? So I literally had to go to sleep because she was looking at me like that. So then I actually fell asleep. So now I'm in her room and obviously I'm asleep. Suddenly I wake up at 2 in the morning because I'm really thirsty. And the reason why I'm thirsty is because obviously after having my dinner, I didn't drink any water. So because of that, I woke up. Now, I remember before falling asleep in her room, she made me promise not to leave the room no matter what happened. She was like, even if you need to go to the bathroom, like, you need to wake me up. You can't go to the bathroom on your own. You need to wake me up. And she was like, Sharika, promise me you're going to do that. So I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, yeah, fine, I promise. So I woke her up. I tried to wake her up. She didn't even budge. She didn't even wake up because of how tired she was. Like, she was literally snoring at this point. So I end up leaving the room 2 in the morning, and the next thing I know is that I'm literally in the living room and I see her dad like literally watching TV, and he was just looking at me in a very weird way. Obviously, I didn't understand why he was even there or what way he was looking at me because I didn't understand. So I minded my own business and I'm in the kitchen to get myself a glass of water. The next thing I know is that this man is standing right behind me. And I could literally feel him breathing on my neck. Like, that's how close he was. Like, this man was super tall, like really tall. Like, I think I was like what, near his stomach area. Like, that's how short I was. I mean, I wasn't that short, but like I could literally feel this man breathing on my neck. That's how close he was. When this happened, I froze. Like, I didn't even turn around to see who was standing behind me. Like, I was so scared. And I felt like literally hours went by. Like, that's how scared I was. I was like, Allah, please, like, save me. Like, who was standing right behind me? I was so scared. Like, I didn't even move. Okay? And then the next thing I know is that my friend was standing right in front of the kitchen. Like, she was literally right near the door. And she screamed at me. She was like, Sharika, how many times did I tell you not to leave my room? Why did you leave my room? Like, she was literally screaming. And her dad was like, there's no need to shout at her. She was thirsty. Like, calm down. Why are you screaming at her? And then he touched my, he kind of touched my shoulder and he was like, well, are you okay? Are you okay? I just came in the kitchen to see if you were okay, you know? Like, you're fine. She's fine. Why are you screaming? She didn't say anything, I didn't say anything, and she literally dragged me out of that kitchen. She literally pulled my arm, and the next thing I know was that I was in her room. And I was scared. I didn't say anything. I was quiet. She was quiet, and she was like, why did you go in that kitchen? And I was like, well, I'm really thirsty. And she's like, yeah, well, go to sleep. You can drink when you wake up. I was like, can you get me a glass of water? She was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't leave a room after 12, and neither should you. So I went to sleep, and, the next thing I know is that we're in school, and literally all the girls, like the 3 girls that she invited, the other 3, so including me, that would have been 4, but since they didn't show up, it was just me. So these 3 girls, they came up to me and they were like, are you okay? How was it in that house? Mind you guys, I'm new in that neighborhood and I literally don't know anyone. I don't know anyone's history. I don't know anyone's past. So I literally know nothing. Okay. So I was like, wait, what do you mean? She was like, how was it in that house? I was like, why are you asking me that question? So they were like, well, there's a lot of rumors about that house, about their parents being like, involved in children trafficking and all that. So that's why we wanted to see if that was real or not. So that's why we're asking you what happened in that house and how are you. So the girls were like asking me questions about that house, and they wanted to know if the rumors were true or not. One thing that I found weird is that the girls knew the rumors and all that, but yet they didn't even bother to tell me. They were kind of using me as a scapegoat. Obviously, me being me, I didn't tell anyone anything till this day. No, none of my classmates are on TikTok, so it's just me. And she didn't have friends either. She was really quiet. She was the type that was really quiet in school. She didn't have friends, and obviously I didn't want to make things worse for her, so obviously I didn't tell anyone anything. I just kept it to myself, and she did invite me to her house after that, but I just never went because I just couldn't even. I believe things could have been even worse if she wasn't here. So I really do pray for her. I really do wish her the best. I hope she is happy, and I hope she is out of that situation. So please be safe, parents. Please don't allow your kids to go for a sleepover unless you know the family, allow them. But if you do not know who the family is, do not allow them, ever. Stay safe.